Hi everyone, this is Angie Montgomery here, and I just felt like doing a quick little video. So tonight after work I decided to go out. It's a nice spring day. It's like one of the days you can actually be outside without a coat on, and so I'm gonna take that opportunity any chance I get. And so I went out to the lake and I did a little walking, and then I sat on a bench that I like to sit on and just commune with God, talk to God, and did some journaling, which felt really good. I definitely needed that time, kind of just to get my thoughts together and just think about all the different things that I have going on in my life. And I know a lot of us are in that same exact boat where we have day jobs, we have family, we have activities that we want to do, we have goals that we want to reach, we have dreams and a purpose and a calling and all of that. So I'm no different. So I realized last week when I was hanging out with a good girlfriend of mine, she had the idea of, let's write out everything you're doing. Let's write out everything you're involved in and kind of see where your time is going and what type of time that you really have available. And so we did that, and I was shocked when she counted up how many buckets I have my hands in with different projects and things like that. And there were 17 different things that I'm doing and offering in my business. And so it just gave me a kind of a moment of reflection that if I have 17 things going on, which I love every single one of them, don't want to give up on any of them. Some of them take more time than others to be involved in, but the point was that I kind of walked away with is that I wanted to get some clarity around what bucket does God really want me to be focusing on right now. And so tonight when I was at the lake, it really helped because I got clarity and felt much clearer that it's really time for me to focus on my book that will be coming out soon. My first book, called Faith Walk, One Woman's Journey to Finding Herself. And you know, it's an exciting time because I've been working on this book for a long time now, and I've had different points where I thought, oh, maybe it's going to be out soon, and it's taken a little longer than what I would have thought. But I think the first time you do anything, there's a lot of learning there. But recently, actually, I just found a local editor to edit my book, and then it will go back to the publisher for the next stages, and it really, fingers crossed, should not be that much longer before it's out. And so that's probably why God kind of gave me the guidance and direction tonight. Do your book and start talking about it and start giving little snippets, if you will, about some of the pieces and elements that are in my book. So I wanted to take tonight to do that. And so I thought about, what piece do I want to start talking about with my book? Just kind of share a little bit of my story, a little bit of the book itself and what's in there. And I thought I would start with, you know, really why right now? Why do I have 17 buckets that I'm trying to fill and trying to pursue? And I thought back to really why. Why is it that these buckets are the ones I've chosen, that I'm pursuing in my life to hopefully evolve and grow into something even bigger than they are today. And that really reminded me of the beginning of my book, where I talk about losing my dad and how big of a life-changing event that was for me. At the age of 29, to lose my dad when he was only 56 was just very traumatic, and oftentimes it still is. It's been a little over 8 years since we lost him, and it has really shaped the last 8 years of my life, no kidding. I mean, I would not be where I'm at today had that not occurred in my life. But part of what I talk about in that first chapter is just the rawness of grief, the rawness of death, the sting and the pain that you go through during that process. But when I think back about my 17 buckets that I have today, those 17 buckets are filled with lessons I learned in the last 8 years. They're filled with buckets that help other people with their grief. And I have come to this place of heightened spiritual gifts because of really pursuing that grief in my own life and what that meant for me and what I was meant to be doing with that to help other people. And I truly believe that losing my dad really taught me a lot about my own life purpose. And so, you know, I've thought back to, what is my message? What is my kind of one of the first messages about something about my book? Well, I talk about our why. You know, why do we do what we do? Why do we get up every day and choose those different buckets to fill our life with. And for me, losing my dad is my why. It's my why I wake up and I feel compelled to help uplift others that are going through something really hard and trying in their own life. It's my why I do my grief work that I do with people. It's my why I do healing work with people. So when you go through something that's challenging, just remember it could turn into your why. It could be part of the path that it has for you to fulfill some type of destiny, something that you've already signed up for, that you came into this world to teach others, to help others, to learn yourself. And at the end of my first chapter, I asked the readers to question their why. You know, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you spending the time, your precious, like small, finite amount of time on this planet doing what you're doing? And if you know your why and you can reflect on that, perfect, that's beautiful, that's wonderful. I'm happy if you can do that. But if you can't come up with your why, it might be time to question that. It might be time to ask yourself what your why is. It might be time to figure out why you're doing what you're doing, and if that's really what you're meant to be doing here. And so I wanted to start my first video. I'm going to be doing a fun little video series on my book going forward until it's out, and that should be, again, fingers crossed, in the summer. I'm going to say summer 2018. I feel good about that. So I'm going to be doing some fun little video series, but for tonight, I just want to leave us all with, what is your why? If you don't know what your why is, pursue your why. If you do know what your why is, share it with others. Ask others what their why is. Because knowing the why you're here is a critical and crucial piece of living your most authentic life, right? If we know our why, man, we have a path, we have a purpose, we have a direction to go in. So I'll leave us all with that tonight. Think about your why. Think about what brings you your most amount of aliveness inside of yourself and your most passion. And our why is typically around that. So thank you for joining me tonight, and I'll see you soon for another quick video on another piece of my book. Thank you all. Have a good night.